Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This evening, it's late at night actually. What I got going on here is I'm getting ready to start putting the 360 pavement engine back together. I wanted to do a freshen up, re-ring, stuff like that. I've got quite a bit of work to do. I got everything apart, got everything cleaned up. You can see we're ready to start putting things back together. Well, if you want to watch, that's great. I'll record it. Hopefully I can put the phone, I just using my phone. So hopefully I can use the phone and show you what I'm doing as we go along. Not going to give you any important numbers, but most of you can figure out stuff like that anyway. So yeah, I got a mess. I leaked a whole bunch of oil, but that's what those rags are, soaking up oil. Anyway, let me see where I can put this phone, where y'all might be able to see what's going on, and go from there. Well, I don't know. Maybe this will help. This will be good right here. There you go. Alright, so what I've done so far is I've got everything out. I'm putting in the same exact bearings that I had in here before, because I know the clearances are right, and I'm not worried about it. So what we will do now, I'm going to clean the surfaces. Some acetone. You want to put them in there dry, of course. You don't want oil on this part. It's so hot, I got the fan going. It's probably the noise you're hearing. Actually, it cooled down. I don't know if it rained somewhere. It actually did cool down a little bit. I could feel some cool in the air earlier. It's actually halfway nice. Wasn't a lot, but it was some. So anyway, I always clean these surfaces with acetone, just to make sure that there's no oil. I mean, you're not supposed to oil them up, but if there was oil on it, I don't know what would happen. I don't know if it would spin the bearing or not. I don't know. I hope not. I'd be nervous. I'd be real nervous. All right, so we are going to close that so it don't evaporate. I'm blind as a bat. I'm gonna push some. Okay, so the ones with the grooves go in the bottom, in the hole. The groove and the hole. So I'm going to get them lined up here. Now, there's also some people freak out if you were to touch the bearing surface. What the hell? There's no mark. Oh, there's a little one right there. Wow. I wonder where the mark was. Some people will wear gloves when they do this part. I never have. I've never had a problem. But look at it. It's to each their own, I guess, right? It's weird that this mark is like just barely. Usually it's a little more sticking out there. What I got here is a high performance Cleveite 77 by Molly. Allegedly, you know how it goes. They developed for NASCAR. Supposed to make them good. So we will see. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save these bearings, these used ones. They're like a year old, but they don't have a whole lot of laps on them. They don't have a whole lot of hard time on them, because I had other problems. I've had trash in the fuel system problems. I've had all kind of problems, and so I'm going to keep these and let my buddy, my consultant, look at them and see what he thinks as far as wear. I think we're okay. I mean, to me, they look pretty doggone good, but I'm biased, you know. There's the big bottom one here, thrust bearing. I'll hang myself in that cord, but I needed a little more light earlier. I had an issue earlier with the cam timing. I wanted to get some of that right. I don't quite understand. I do it a little bit I do, but some of it I don't understand on these new style cams. I mean, I understand the overlap. I understand how, why. I get all that. But when I line these timing marks up on this, I got to take it apart right now. It doesn't seem to leave me very much room for making compression. Maybe I'm looking at it totally wrong. I don't know. I got somebody telling me to line the marks up and go with it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm very old school. No two ways about it. I feel that the intake valve should be pretty much closed as the piston's making its way back up to create as much compression as humanly possible. To me, compression is speed. Compression is power. Now, if anybody could comment, other than the people I know that I've talked to about this, could comment about this, would be greatly appreciated. I have watched videos and really haven't seen the one yet that's going to put my opinion over the top. One of the problems I have is that I bought this motor with all the parts. Well, it's different engine, and I had a block crack, so I had to do a lot of things on my own to change it over. And I don't know anything about this cam. I don't have any numbers. I don't know who made it. Everything's been ground off of it. Big secret. You know how that goes when you buy an engine from somebody else. But somebody else built this engine for somebody else a while ago. The company that I use for the other engine, they think it's theirs, but they're not going to tell me outright unless the guy that I bought the engine says, tell him. And I don't know, he hasn't been cooperative ever since I gave him a whole lot of money. Kind of strange, but that's all right. I mean, I don't race against the guy, never will. Unless for some reason he comes down here and runs dirt, and I just happened to meet him at East Bay or something, but I'm in no way a threat, any competition to him at this point. It doesn't really matter. But with me, if I was in the same situation, I'd tell him everything I know. But that's me. So anyway, so when I did some playing around with the cam timing earlier, I advanced the cam. I don't know how many degrees. I don't have a degree wheel on it. But anyway, I advanced it 2 teeth from the marks, and it really woke up the compression, the area of how much it had. When the intake valve was closed, and how much area it had to make compression. It was almost 3 inches. So it like doubled it. And I like that. Now, I don't know what's going to happen on the other end of it when I test piston to valve clearance, stuff like that. But I'm going to set it up that way because I can then test all that when I put the heads on and test piston and valve clearance and see what kind of change it makes for me. And I may go with it like that. I'm not positive yet, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm old school. I don't believe that 1.5 inches of piston travel is enough compression for anybody. I don't think the thing will run like that. It's my opinion. Like I said, I might be totally wrong. I might be totally old school. I don't know. But we're going to find out, I think. So anyway, I'm going to try to get this cleaned up a little bit more here. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I don't want to be, but I need to be. It's late Monday night. My wife's about dead. 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. This is how far I want to have this done and in the car Wednesday to possibly go over to Showtime, do some practice, see if it'll run. So I got my work cut out for me. So we're going to stay. We're going to do a lot of this, and we're going to get her done. Now, I bought some new assembly lube. I want to try. I could just use motor oil. I don't know why I don't. But I've got all my heads and stuff over here. My intake, I rebuilt 2. Yesterday, I rebuilt 2 intake distribution blocks. Clean out, made sure all the lines were clean, perfect. Found my problem. I said it. I think I said it on the last video that I uploaded yesterday. That I found my problem. Where the trash was coming from. Anybody else ever had a problem like that? Take the cap off. If you plug up the low speed, take that cap off and that spring out and clean that out real good also. That's where all my trash was accumulating. Every time that I cleaned the nozzles and I went and ran again, it just trashed up the nozzles again. Crazy. I fought with that ever since I put that engine together. When I did clean them out and it was running good before it got clogged again, it was really nice. But I will tell you, I did not remember where the timing marks were on this engine when it was built, when I built it before. I can't honestly say that they were mark to mark because I just don't remember. So I know I should have wrote things down. I'm real bad about that. Always have been. Back when I was building my own kart motors, I was real bad about that too. But like I said, my theory, my old school theory, even back in the karting days, was that in order to make the most compression possible, which to me was the way to go, was to close the intake valve as early as possible while the piston's still down in the hole on the way up. Obviously, for obvious reasons, you don't want it to have it closed too late. You don't want it pushing air and fuel mixture out. So you don't want it, the valve open for too long after bottom dead center. So you want to slam that thing closed, make compression. That's what it's about, to me. Anyway, All right, I got that all lubed up. I don't know. I like more roll better, I think. This assembly lube sometimes just seems so thick. I can coat this stuff with motor oil. Coat this stuff with motor oil. It'll be just fine. All right. I'm not going to tell you what the stroke is on this crank, but my cubic inches is legal. My bore is 30 over. Alright, get this thing in here. Hurt myself. Not scratching anything up too bad. I know it's in the way I took it out, but let's see what we can do here. Okay, Bubby. A little tight on that thrust for some strange reason. I don't like that. But I'm probably not perfectly straight either. I want to make sure we're straight. There we go. See, that stuff always so thick that it makes me feel like that sometimes there's a little bit of bind. I don't know. It seems that way to me sometimes. All right, so I have got all my studs over here. All of my studs. Before y'all start yelling at me. I'm going to take these out, clean them up, mop them off, and then I have my lube over there. These are all ARP studs. These are the ones that came out of it. I have no problem using these again. If y'all do have a problem, that's great. You can let me know. I don't mind. But anyway, I have no problem reusing these. So we're good. Now, what's so weird is that there's anyway. Alright, so I've got these 6 smaller ones remaining. I'll put those in a minute. Hands cleaned off here. Now they say the lube, because the lube makes things tighten up properly, which is cool. Good to me. Oh, I threaded everything in there. Well, at least if I can get this bottom part done today, tonight. Help save me a little bit of time tomorrow. I'm gonna have to get over here early. I got parts coming. I had to overnight them because nobody carried what I needed. Advanced Auto Parts used to carry. Used to be able to get them from the Lakeville warehouse. Stuff that they would carry that I needed. And then when I called them today, he says, "Oh, we got to order straight from the manufacturer now." I said, "Oh, never mind." So I called United Speed World, and they didn't have anything in stock that I needed today. I'd love to be able to get stuff from Shane, but they don't deal with engine parts, which I know could be quite hefty duty in inventory. I don't blame them. It's a lot of money. You never really know what people are going to buy. Plus, they're not really into the engine stuff. I know Stan builds engines, but I don't know to what extent. I know of one person that he did an engine for. Pretty stout from when Shane drove the car. Pretty well with it. Impressive. Anyway. I think I'm gonna have a dirt car for sale. Still not sure. I'd still like to give it, some more time before I do decide to sell it. First glance, I just didn't really like it. Didn't really like it. Say the least. An understatement. But then when I went out second time at East Bay, the hair more comfortable. Not that I did any good or anything like that, but I felt like I only spun out one time, whereas the first night out, I spun many times. It was embarrassing, but hey, you can't go practice on dirt anywhere right now. There's nobody open for practice days. East Bay is closed on like Wednesdays now. They don't open for practice. Henry's way too far to go to. I don't really know of anywhere else, except maybe Bull Ring, Marion County. I've don't even know where the place is. But I know that people that I know have rented tracks there. Have rented the track and got several of them together, which helps to save money, per person. I like the idea of that. It'd be nice if I got invited to that one time. I'd love to go out there and, try to get some laps in on the dirt, try to get more and more used to it. Maybe I could hire Shane to help me, do some driving tips, help me out, whatever needs to be done. That would be cool. But we'll work it out. So, that's enough of that mess for right now. You've ever used this fastener assembly lube from ARP? Plan on getting it all over you. All over you. Show for show. This is the one I needed. Yep. All right. Now here's another little controversial tidbit. It's okay. I've watched Professional Engine Builder in, let's see, what state was he in on the YouTube channel? Don't remember now. But the YouTube channel is called Eric the Car Guy. I don't know how old his videos are. I remember one time they were like 8 years. But Eric the Car Guy and I agree on these studs, what we believe. We believe that they should be tight. We don't mean torque 70 pounds tight or anything like that. What we mean is we both agree that, and this is the engine builder, not Eric Car Guy, we believe that they should be tight. They say to put these things in finger tight, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't agree with that. I think they should be tight like that tight. I believe that the threads should all be up against one another in the hole, like that. I'm not going to go any tighter. I just feel like they should be just a good snug. You know, it's one of those choices, you know, like I've always done it this way since I've been doing this, and other people have been doing them finger tight since they've been doing it. It's been working for both of us. That's all I can say. So it's all good. I still got to gap the rings on this thing, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm so far behind. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get over here. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go home, get a couple beers, fall asleep for a little while, get up in the morning, go have breakfast, get back over here and get to work on this, because barring parts issues, which I hope don't happen, but I really like to get this finished and get it back in the car tomorrow, get the car ready, just in case. I'm able to go to showtime. Get her started up, get her practice, whatever. Maybe I can maybe I can ask Shane to come help. I don't know yet. See how far I get, right? Anyway, I'm on the last two here for these tall ones. This is a 4-bolt main OEM. Back when I bought this block, this is a 010 high zinc, or high nickel. I'm sorry, high nickel. Zinc is in the oil. Bought it from a guy for $100 in Sarasota. Had pistons and crank in it. Got back here that day, put it on the stand, tore it apart. I started doing my machine work on it. Because I'm gone, travel for a living, as you well know. I then took it to the machine shop at United Speed World, where they did the rest of the work on it for me. Installed my cam bearings, line home. I had them, I'll show you the steel caps. But I went with the steel caps. The problem with that is that they don't come sized. I guess maybe there's all different sizes, I don't know. I wish you could buy stock ready to go, but it cost me $500 just to have those main caps sized to this engine, to this crankshaft size. At Todd over there, you may know the name, David Hamilton's crew chief. I'm sorry, David Hamilton Jr., his crew chief. When I first went up there and I handed him this caps, and he says, "That's $500 right there." And he wasn't messing with me. He said there was a lot of work involved to make those caps fit and make them fit right. But they did one excellent hell of a job on them, because when I tore this down and inspected, everything looked great. Also, they line bored it after they got it done. Crosshatch is still good, looks really great. Highly recommend them. Now, I got another block over there that I bought from a guy over in St. Petersburg. You had to take it off his hands for him. I think I gave him $150. It was already bored out 30 over. He asked me back then if I knew of anywhere that I could get crankshaft polished. And I said, well, at this moment in my engine building life, no, I don't know anywhere, because I didn't at the time. I do now. But I said, wow, what's going on? And he said, he showed me a crankshaft that he had polished at United Speed World. And I said, well, I don't know a whole lot about crankshafts, but one thing I do know is it didn't look very good. Now, I didn't let him talk bad about them, because I told him, I said, well, I've had some work done there myself, and they've done real good work for me. So, I'm not going to talk bad about them, but if you weren't satisfied with it, maybe you should have taken it back over and spoke to manager and see if, maybe they could have done a little better job. I don't know what else to say. So, of course, he didn't like what I said, but that's okay. No big deal. But, at the time, I didn't know enough. I didn't know enough about how all that stuff worked and whatnot, and this and that, No ins and outs about stuff. Know a lot more now than I did when I first started, which is good, but I darn sure don't know everything. Darn sure don't know everything. Like what I'm about to do, you guys will freak out, but hey, works for me. I'm not going to show you. But you can get the idea of what I'm doing. Anyway, this is stuff all the same. Jigs and Pertec. Permatex. I'll just use this up. God dog, what am I trying to lube here? Jeez. Alright, and the arrow is facing the proper direction. So, I don't like this stuff. One of the reasons why I'm not too keen about studs sometimes, but I feel they are stronger. Sometimes they seem to line up right. Just weird. Just a little bit weird, but it all works out well. So let's see here. I got my other cap right here. A big one there. I got my seal in there. I've got to put some Permatex down. I'm going to lay a little seal here. I don't know Permatex. What do they call it? RTV on this seal back here. Rear main seal. Set up a little bit, spread out. I swear I'm going to hang myself before the night's over on this cord. Jeez. Alright. I do not like, I'll tell you right now, I wish that Chevrolet had, I guess they work for most people. I don't really know. But I have had nothing but problems with oil leaks on these rear main seals that Chevrolet puts out. Right from the get-go. It's not like it develops a leak. It's just horrible. It's a horrible, in my opinion, a horrible deal. Like I said, I don't like it at all. It sucks. But when you think about what you're trying to do and you're trying to stop oil, you're trying to stop high oil pressure, I guess nothing's perfect, but you would think, that by now it would be, but it's not. Oh no, I'm gonna try to, oh man, let it just sit. Not forcing it down just yet. Okay. Screwdriver. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's work this out just a bit. Make this work, you know? Such a lame way to do this. It really is. But that's what else you gonna do, you know? What you gonna do? All right, so that helps. Anything got to be better than what it was, I think. I think it was leaking from there. I know it, the cam seal seemed to be dry. How, I don't know. That seems to be the weirdest damn setup I know. Anybody else think that cam seal, that two-piece cam seal, is about as lame as these two-piece rear main seals? I don't know. The people I watch on YouTube that build engines and stuff, they seem to be all okay with it, you know, but I guess maybe that's a street engine. I don't know what kind of oil pressure they run or anything like that. But they don't seem to say anything bad about it. Now, obviously they don't have a two-piece oil seal because they don't drive anything off the back of the camshaft like we do. So that may be, you know, part of their good fortune. Was my thumb. Ow, that was my thumb. Man, that hurt. Alright. Just for the sake of saving a minute, while I'm standing here not talking, I'm going to go ahead and thread down a couple of these nuts and some washers. Put some, put some lube on here. Let's do that before I get dumb. I don't know if anybody doesn't know, but the reason why you do this is all about the torque, all about getting proper torque on these nuts, all about proper torque. All about proper torque. Nothing wrong with proper torque. I just put a little bit on the threads and then let it all spread itself out on its own. No issues. Now these are one direction washers. If you've ever put head bolts or main bolts you'll know that it is a one direction washer. These are a no direction washer. Put them on either way. Flat on both sides, whereas the others have a bevel and you have to lube or oil. I prefer oil. I squirt oil on it in between the head of the bolt and the washer. And that way, when it squeezes together, you have a little lubrication in there to help you get the bolt. Now I will be using, again and again, y'all can freak out, that's great. Now I will say that what I do works very well. I use head bolts. I use Arp Head Bolts, 180,000 pound strength. I use the best. And the reason why is because, and you'll see when I torque the heads, that I seal them up very well. I seal the threads with RTV, and I also oil the washers and the head. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, there are engine builders out there that freak out. But what I'm getting at with that is a really good engine builder told me that that's the right way to go. We talked about it for a minute. And obviously there's a reason. Anybody that knows, you know the reason. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to anybody that doesn't know. You can learn like I did. Maybe somebody tell you, maybe you figure it out. But there's a really good reason for it. And that reason is obviously because the holes are blind. See, I don't like how tight that gets because those bearings are real. I just don't like that. Anyway, so in my opinion, because of the way that the block twists when you're under high horsepower, the studs, if you were to put studs in those blind water holes, you could seal them all day long. And part of the problem is that when it flexes, you're gonna have it bind. It's gonna pop that seal because you're not tightening these head bolts in the threads. Head bolt that I had in this engine earlier, took it out, but I'm not going to reuse them. I have brand new ones going in it. But anyway, you want to have the threads really pulling against the threads so that they seal. Here it is over here. I'm just showing the threads. So you want the threads and the threads in the block and the threads in here. You want them pulling together, creating that seal, so that when things flex, there's a good chance that it won't come apart, because these are not pulled up against those threads tight, super tight. They're taut, but they're not going to provide on the head. They're not going to provide the proper seal that you need. It's just my opinion. I need some washers. Can't wait till I get my thing tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't know what my crankshaft socket was on that engine over there, the black one, and I decided to scrap that idea for a little bit. And so I was going to take it apart, take the crankshaft out, and I just left it like that. Anyway, so I took the crankshaft socket off. No reason in the world why I wouldn't put it right here on this table. Well, it's gone. And just, I know nobody took it. Nobody gets in. Nobody get in here. I don't leave my keys with anybody. When I'm gone working, I'm the only one that has my keys. I don't even leave those keys here to the shop with Chris, because he will be like showing everybody and their brother everything that I'm doing. It's bad enough when the trailer's at the house that he shows them all that. He opens up side door in the trailer. Hey, look, check this out. I'm like, I asked him all the time not to do that. But well, he does. What he does, he never stop. He's another guy. You want to know anything that he might know? Come to the track and talk to him. He'll tell you everything. He'll tell you everything I do. Oh, 9 yards. He's a good guy, he means well, but he just doesn't realize sometimes what he does. Really, in all honesty, there's not really a whole lot that I do. Anybody can steal any secrets from me just yet. Not like I'm out there ripping it up, setting the world on fire just yet. But soon, hopefully, get this engine done, get out there and see how it works. And now with my clean fuel system and everything, and now that I've learned, how to work the fuel system, how it works, had somebody come over and teach me, and I appreciated it very much. I'm really hoping that I've never finished, I hate to say this, any race I've ever been in, whether it be a heat race or a feature, I've never finished on a lead lap. Now, I don't like saying that, but it's the truth. But it's just, not for lack of trying, and it's just lack of inexperience. I mean, it's lack of experience, it's inexperience, and we're learning. We're getting a little better. I think we are. I think I am. I think the handling on this car is good. I think part of the problem is me overdriving a lot. I think I overdrive a lot. And, when you get the power that these cars have, and you're headed into the turn and whatnot, and, it's pretty easy to overdrive them, I think. I'm sure that, like when I first started out in go-karts, when I started getting faster and getting a little more experience and was getting a little faster in the straightaways, it was very simple, very easy to overdrive. And that just, comes with experience. Took a little time. It really did. Just took a little time to learn to be smooth and to learn to let the machine you're in do what it's supposed to do. We'll be all right. I'm not worried. All right. I know that's ghetto. I don't like it. But it's what I got to do for now. So anyway, when y'all like what you're seeing, you want something built, come check out my engines and let me know. We can talk about it. If you've got parts that you help make the whole setup cheaper, I'm just like you. I'm all for it. Like if you have intake, if you have heads, if you know, stuff like that, it's going to help make the whole thing cheaper. I can put stuff together for you. I know on my dirt engine, I built that all myself from scratch. I have about $7,000 in parts in it. Some of them used, most of them in internal brand new, obviously brand new crank, rods, pistons, the block. I bought, did my machine work on it, took it to United Speed World, had them finish it up for me, bore it out. Cam brand new, lifters brand new, double roller timer chain, water pump. It all conforms to the limited rules for Top Gun sprints. Like I said, I have about $7,000 involved in it, without counting my labor. So, interested in anything like that, we can definitely help you out. Probably could, depending on what you needed for fuel injection or what carburetor or whatever, I could probably build one, put it together, sell it to you. We're talking like maybe 11,000, brand new. Well, not all brand new, but you know what I mean. Anybody interested in something like that, for sure, get a hold of me. I've got 2 more 4-bolt mains over there that I can do my machine work on. I probably should have had it done already, sitting around sometimes just sleeping. We don't get much time to do that, but they're not, both those blocks over there aren't that far away from being ready to start putting my engine together. A few days, not bad, a few days. All right, I'm gonna sit here and, oh shoot. My acetone closed up. Where's my screwdriver? Ooh, hanging stuff. Ugh. I love the smell of this stuff, but definitely won't want to be smelling it for too long. Gotta make sure I don't screw this up. Because I gotta keep them the same way, and I did not use, I had John's punch set for a little while, and I should have used it to punch these caps, but I didn't. Like a Nimrod, like a Nimrod. Okay. I go the same way as that. What? No. Come on now. Yes, sir. Never realized they were on the same side. I got all this room in the shop. All this room in this shop. I got myself piled up into one corner. All right. Slowly get him there. We'll slowly get him there. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, so said I wasn't going to, but what do I know, right? Boring y'all to death. Boring, boring. Boring, boring. I don't know. I really enjoy doing this. There are times when it's pain. But what's so nice is you get out there on the track and just feel the power of stuff, something you created. Something that you did yourself. No better feeling. No better feeling than when you do it yourself. One more. Now I put these over here in certain ways so I knew which way they came off, just straight up, like this and like this. So that way it just goes straight back on. But these are the steel caps. They're called billet, not billet. No, I don't know. So anyway, they're like 4340 steel, the strongest steel I guess you can get for engine application. Same thing as the crankshaft's made out of. 4340 steel. Like I said, it's supposed to be the hardest. And then they call these OE. Like I said, I don't know why they would call them OE. Simply because you got to machine them. You have to take it and spend $500 to have them machined so that they'll fit properly, and then they have to put an angle on the outside parts because that way you want to pull them down and they want to be flat when you torque them. So it would be nice if you have to do that. Spend that extra money. You know, these things are $100 for three hunks of steel. Machine, you know, like this, and they're not even ready, not even done. I mean, what I would like to do is be able to get them on or bolt them on or torque them, and then take them to the machine shop, say line hone it for me, and then, you know, they'll be able to make sure everything's nice and straight for you. But it's just my oddball idea on the subject. Now, I was a little concerned when I took these apart. They look great on the inside of the bearings. They really do. Don't get me wrong. But my concern was I didn't think that there should have been oil in between the bearing and the cap, or same thing, bearing and the block cap. There was. I don't know if that's normal, if that's a problem. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new at this 8-cylinder stuff, especially the Chevrolet power. But I just take my experience based off of what I used to do with the go-kart engines, and yeah, it was only 1 cylinder. But I think I can't believe I put my water there. But you know, you just take one and learn by 8. And you got 7 more. All right. Well, she's way too much. Way too much. Bush Boulevard out there behind me. Awful noisy out there tonight. On a Monday night. At midnight or so. I am getting a little bit tired. I may torque these tomorrow. Let's get the last caps on here and everything in there. And call it a day, my friends. Call it a day. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know this is monotonous work and boring. I know. Smart. Oh, now I gotta hunt it down. Yeah, I'm getting tired. May have to continue this in the morning. A little sleep to the house, a little sleep. Find another room. I'll just come back in the morning and finish this, torquing this up. I never did go get my new glasses today. And for those wondering, yes, that assembly lube will be just fine. All cylinder good, thick stuff. I've had these things go halfway across the shop before. There it is, good deal. Lucky. All right. Now, top last tone. Up, or else it'll be gone because will evaporate. Yep. There it is. What did I do with it? You notice one of my other engines on the caps, I had to shave this socket down, or I wasn't torquing that nut, and it needed torqued. Sometimes you have to. Improvise. Light. I need that extra light over here. I will unplug that thing. All right. Do 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 do. All right. It's all right, don't do that, right? Let's put them in. Lube them. It's to lube them, lube them. All right. Well, y'all see what's going on here. I'm not going to bore you to death anymore. Oh, that was an hour. My God, too long. I'll see if I can cut some of that out before I post it. Please like and subscribe if you would. We would appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll we'll torque this down, and then we will start gapping rings. I'm not gonna bore y'all with all that, but show you one or whatever, and then get the bottom end done, and hopefully be done with that. And then I have to run to the house and pick up my overnighted gaskets, which I don't know how. I got a whole stack of head gaskets, and all 6 or 8 of them over there are wrong. So I'm hoping I can box them up, send them back Summit. I got all of them from Summit, and a couple other things up there in that other box. Maybe I can send stuff back, get a credit with them. Lord knows I'll spend it. So, all right, thanks for watching. Any comments, let me know. We appreciate it.